everybody. Today in this video we're going to do another edition of my types of knives I collect videos, and this is going to be one about cold steel. And hence the shout out to Jimi Slash. If you weren't aware, he's like the mega cold steel guy here on YouTube, if there ever was one. If you don't watch him and aren't subscribed, you should go subscribe to him. Please leave a comment and let me know. I really want to know how you got here if you're not subbed over there to him. He was kind of the inspiration for me wanting to do a video today on my Coldsteel collection. I'm going to start that off with an honorable mention. Yes, I know the 80-20.5 is not a Coldsteel knife, but it is a Andrew Dimko knife, and he is the designer of nearly every knife I think I have on the table, or at least the locking system for all of them. But the 80-20.5, the smaller version of the 80-20, is just a freaking incredible knife. I like it a lot. The Austin A seems to be doing just fine. I haven't any problems. It does dull a little bit quicker, but it drops really fast. And I haven't had to sharpen or anything, and I've had it for a year, so doing pretty good. So that's one of my first honorable mentions today, the 80-20.5. And I'm going to pull some of these stickers off here because I don't want to destroy them by throwing knives on them. You might notice I have a challenge coin here of his, and it's the PALS. Jimi Slash does a giveaways, or for lack of a better description, that's what he does. He gives a lot of stuff away. Pay it forward, PIF. And he also does it around Christmas time, thus the Christmas themed things. And you can help support him by joining his PAL clubs, and every year he does something a little special if you join and help donate to help pay for the PIF gifts. And so that's where I got that coin. I think we'll start and just work our way up through the collection. Moving right along, we'll come back to the Range Boss. This is a rather inexpensive knife, lockback, using the, oh my gosh, I am totally forgetting what they call it, the triad lock, because it's 3 pieces, right? You got the back lock, you got the bar here, and then you got the curved indentation locking the blade in, which is supposed to be the most secure, or one of the most secure locks that they have. And I coughed again. Wonderful. Yeah, it's going to be a great video, guys. So strap in and get yourself a treat. If you want to pause the video and come back, I have a feeling there's going to be lots of jumps and edits, so you can just kind of jump around a little bit. So this one's in 4116 stainless. They have a really cool stone wash. Is that coming through on the camera? Yeah, there you go. They have a really cool stone wash. I really like Coldsteel's new stone wash that they've been doing. It's pretty good. So that's the Range Boss. It's a pretty good, 4-inch blade, and lockback, really thin, lightweight, very inexpensive. In fact, a lot of the Coldsteels are rather inexpensive, although when you get up into the nicer ones, they can start adding up. Moving along, we have the Luzon. This is the regular medium Luzon. Yeah, that means there's one that's even bigger, a lot bigger, somewhere around this size bigger. Yeah, they get really big, like small sword level. That's one of the things Coldsteel is great for. This is an 8CR13 MOV, has an additional safety lock, which locks out the lock bar. It's pretty cool in its flipping action. You can front flip. It does not want to flip for me, and I have been able to do that numerous times. Weird. There it goes. I don't know why it didn't want to work. And then it's got thumb studs as well, which the thumb stud deployment is a little bit painful. They're a little sharp. The long pointy blade's pretty cool. I like it. Doesn't get as much carry time, mainly because of this decision on the pocket clip, which is a little weird. The molded plastic is rather rigid and stiff and catches on things. So that's not my favorite part of the design, but otherwise it's pretty cool. We also then have the Light. This is an OS A. It's also a thumb stud flipper here, but again, it has a really painful thumb stud to use. But I love the blade shape. And the funny thing is, I have this exact same bayonet blade shape in one of my autos, and I don't like it, but I like it in this knife. Go figure. Rather stiff on the lock, a little bit bulky on the handles, but then again, it's Coldsteel. But the funny thing about it is you can also front flip it, so we'll worry about that anyway. But you can also use this as a little flipper tab just fine with a little bit of wrist. So there you go. Forgive my front flipper failures tonight. Oh well. Moving right along. Here we have another very inexpensive, well, not very inexpensive, but rather inexpensive Coldsteel. This is the Finn Wolf. Its claim to fame, of course, is it being, you can see I've used it a little bit there, being a Scandi grind. So that's just a 0 ground edge. And you can see they did a great job on that edge. It just meets up rather perfectly and with no bevel. And it's beautiful. This is the only Scandi I have, and that's one of the reasons why I have it. It fits well in the hand, works well, has a nice clip, a triad lock, the glass reinforced nylon GRN scales, which are not my favorite, but pretty much half the Coldsteels I have those. And yeah, there you go, the Finn Wolf. It's a pretty good knife. I actually like it. And ranking right up there with the Finn Wolf, and probably one of the better. A lot of these are stiff because I haven't flipped them in for a while, in a long time, is the Ultimate Hunter. It's a regular cut blade. Now this one is nice because it is in XHP, which is a great steel, Taiwanese made. It looks like textured G10, but I think it is FRN. I'm not 100% sure. It might actually not. It might actually be layered G10. Regardless, it's a really good knife. Has a great lockup, really thick XHP blade, like I said, and very good profile for carrying and use. I really love the blade shape. Doesn't get carried as much because of its size. It doesn't fit real well in my scrub pockets, but doing anything, if we ever go anywhere, that's one of the ones I love to throw in the pocket to take for like camping and stuff, because it's a really good knife. When I ever go camping, I'm sure you'll have an obnoxious comment right about there telling you about how we never go camping. So you can see my Coldsteel collection is bigger than I thought it was. Here we have the Talwar. The Talwar just makes me giggle. It is an awesome knife. It's also an XHP, which is just terrific. I believe these are G10 scales. And the triad lock, great shape. It's got the what do you call it, square thumb plate for opening that can also act as an Emerson, which actually works rather well. And I should make a note that the tie here can also wave open like an Emerson if you catch it on the pocket. As a matter of fact, I think I just punched a hole in one of my knife bags when I was pulling them out to do this video. So there you go. Okay, so Talwar. Great blade. I love the grip on it. I probably should have gotten the bigger one as well, just because I like it so much, but I didn't. Instead, I got the Voyager XL. Yep, this one knife can easily rest on top of all the others. You gotta love it. It's a big old beast. It's in Aus 10A, which I like better than their Aus 8 and all that stuff. So, I am liking it a little bit better. It's got a really nice blade shape, you know, with this clip point. I think it's a clip point, right? Clip point buoy look. In fact, I think if you took off this and you just added a wooden handle, you would be looking at a classic buoy blade shape. But I'm not 100% sure there. Please feel free to correct me in the comments. And I really love the handle that you can get way back here for chopping, which is just incredible. I mean, look at that in my hand. I don't have that small hands. Quote Chavez, the little bee hands. All right, so there we go with the Voyager. Probably about the biggest folding knife in my collection as of this time. I think I have something on the way. But the number one knife in my Coldsteel collection, my favorite, has got to be, as alluded to earlier, the AD-15. This knife is just incredible. It's one of my favorites. I nearly lost my fingertip to it. See that scar there? And day one, when I got it, it decided to try to take 3/4 of my finger off. But hey, it healed. I can even feel with it now, which is great. Great knife, just very sharp, right out of the packaging. And if you're gonna clean off the blade, be careful. So as you can see, I'm not even too worried about cleaning it right at this point because it doesn't like to be cleaned. It likes to be dirty. At least that's what I tell myself. So there we have the AD-15. It's just a freaking awesome knife. S35VN, if I didn't say so, I don't think I did. Let's get you where we can see you, okay? There we go. Man, I'm blind. All right, and here we go. And then the pièce de résistance of the, did I say that right, Didier? The Coldsteel Recon Tanto. You can see I've oiled it because I just want to keep it nice with the VG10. This is a freaking great knife. It's a good chopper. I don't think it's a full ting, but I think it's a partial rat or full, nearly full rat tail type ting. VG10 layered Sanmai, and yeah, it's just a really good solid beast. And as you can see, it also can occupy the whole row of knives there. So there you have it, my Coldsteel collection, next in the installment of how I collect knives. I appreciate everyone watching. I've been having some inspiration trouble trying to come up with knife topics, so feel free to throw some, if you made it this far, throw some knife topics down the bottom that you might be interested in. And if I don't see any, then, well, yeah, you know, I know no one's really watching this far, which is fine. But if you are watching this far, that's cool, thanks. And do something nice for someone, which, you know, probably the best philosophy in the world I've ever come across. I appreciate it. And that's why I'm shouting out Jimmy here in this, because he's doing a lot of nice things for a lot of people, which is really cool. I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful day. This has been Patrick. Bye.